All right. Who's ready for day 2? I'm too awkward on this camera. Well, anyway, it's going to be a late post for the second day, which is January 2nd, which is today. And let's go. We ended up Genesis 1 through 4 yesterday/today. And creation of man and the world, and the exile of Adam and Eve out of the garden, and we got to see a little of the lineage of Cain, the man who slain Abel, and then we got Seth, which is Abel's replacement for Eve to have another son. So let's just continue where we were. I believe we're gonna go Genesis 5 through 8. That's what we're gonna do. So let's start off here with Genesis 5. This is gonna be the family of Adam. So this book of genealogy of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female, and blessed them and called them mankind. In the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years. He begot a son, his own likeness, after his image, and named him Seth. After he begot Seth, the days after Adam were 800 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. That's a long time to live. Seth lived 105 years and begot Enosh. After he begot Enosh, Seth lived 807 years and had sons and daughters. So, man, these are long lives. So all the days that Seth were 912 years, and he died. Enosh lived 90 years and begot Canaan. And he begot Canaan, after he begot Canaan, Enosh lived 815 years, and he had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. Canaan lived 70 years, and he begot Mahalalel, maybe. After he begot Mahalalel, Canaan lived 840 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and then he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. After he begot Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Jared lived 162 years and begot Enoch. After he begot Enoch, Jared lived 800 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he died. Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And after he begot Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. So he didn't die. He just, God was like, come with me after these 365 years. So that's pretty cool. Another book I've always wanted to read is a book of Enoch. So we might do that on this channel after this year. I've got a pretty busy year. But anyway, that's off topic. Let's carry on. Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. After he begot Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and then he died. Lamech lived 182 years and had a son. He called that son Noah. So the father of Noah, Noah's Ark, is Lamech. And so he called this one Noah, saying, this one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. I'm going to have to dig into that deeper later. After he begot Noah, Lamech lived 595 years and had sons and daughters. So all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old. And Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So On to Genesis 6, the wickedness and judgment of man. Now it come to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they choose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with a man forever. For he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So, right there, it looks like God's putting a limit on the lives of men to 120 years. And there were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieving in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Noah pleases God is the name of this little section, but we're not into Genesis 7 just yet. So, in Noah pleases God, this is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was just a man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God, and Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Like we had previously heard, the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. So this section is the ark prepared. And God said to Noah, The end of all flesh has come before me, and for this earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark, and cover it inside and out with pitch. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I should probably know. I'm old enough to probably know, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a tar or something to line it, have a weatherproof, waterproof seal. But anyway, carrying on. And this is how you shall make it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the width 50 cubits, and the height 30 cubits. You shall make a window for the ark, and you shall finish it to a cubit from above, and set the door of the ark in its side. You shall make it with lower, second, and third decks. So three stories, I guess. And behold, I myself am bringing flood waters on the earth to destroy it from under heaven. All flesh is the breath of life. Everything that is on the earth shall die. But I will establish my covenant with you, he's saying to Noah, I assume. And you shall go into the ark, you, your sons, your wife, and your sons' wives with you. And every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark, and to keep them alive with you, they shall be male and female. Of the birds after their kind, of the animals after their kind, and of every creeping thing on the earth after its kind, 2 of every kind will come to you, and you keep them alive. And you shall take for yourself all of the food that is eaten, and you shall gather it for yourself, and shall be food for you and them. Thus Noah did, according to that God commanded him, so he did. So, on to Genesis 7. This is the great flood. Then the Lord said to Noah, Come into the ark, and you and your household, because I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. You shall take with you 7 of every clean animal, a male and female, 2 of each animals that are unclean, a male and his female, also 7 of each birds of the air, male and female, to keep the species alive on the face of the earth. For after 7 more days I will cause it to rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will destroy from the face of the earth all living things that I have made. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters were on the earth. So Noah, with his sons, his wife, his sons' wives, they went into the ark because the waters of the flood, of the clean animals, of the animals that are unclean, the birds, of everything that creeps on the earth, 2 by 2 they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were on the earth. In the 600 years of Noah's life, in the 2nd month and 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the rain was on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the Noah's wives, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, they entered the ark. They entered every beast after its kind, all cattle after their kind, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, and every bird of every sort. I think I read that right. They went into the ark to Noah, 2 by 2, all the flesh in them, which it's breath of life. Seems a little repetitive, but we'll just bear with it. Where was I? So those that entered, male and female, all of flesh, went in as God commanded them, and then the Lord shut him in. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters prevailed and greatly increased on the earth, and the ark moved about on the surface of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered. All the flesh died that moved on the earth, birds and cattle, and beasts, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life, all that was on the dry land died. So everything drowned. So he destroyed all the living things which were on the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping thing and bird of the air. They were all destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive. And the waters prevailed on the earth 150 days. So that's a long time to spend on a boat, 150 days. And it rained 40 days and 40 nights solid. So, quite a while. On to Genesis 8. This is Noah's deliverance. Then God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep, the windows of heaven were also stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters receded continually from the earth. At the end of the 150 days, the waters decreased. Then the ark rested in the 7th month, the 17th day of the month, in the mountains, or on the mountains of Ararat, maybe. And then the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. He sent out a raven which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. He also sent out for himself a dove to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot, and she returned into the ark to him, and the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her, and drew her into the ark himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent out the dove from the ark. Then the dove came to him in the evening, and behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth, and Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. So he waited yet another 7 days, and sent out the dove, for which it did not return to him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, that the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and indeed the surface of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dried. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, you and your wives, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out every living thing of all flesh that is with you, birds and cattle, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth and be fruitful and multiply the earth. So that was the Lord's hard reset for earth. So Noah went out, and his sons, and his wives' sons, every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth, according to their families, went out of the ark. So, right here, this section, right before Genesis 9, we're about done. This is God's covenant with creation. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took every clean animal and every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings to the altar. And the Lord smelled the soothing aroma, and then the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. And here's a little quote. Maybe it's from the Lord. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. So, no matter what, there's no more hard resets as long as time continues and the Lord's plan. So that's going to do us for January 2nd, day 2. That was Genesis 5 through 8. I made a lot of progress there. Just the history of Noah, all the lineage of Cain, and the Lord being disappointed with the evil in man's heart. It looks like all the men were just doing whatever they wanted, so he had to make that correction. Killed everything except the one that was holy, followed the path of the Lord, which was Noah. And so it's, I guess, up to Noah to set the example going forth from there. But appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on those push notifications, comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.